Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Sharita, the Behavior and Literacy Strategist, coming at you from the Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute, where you can find solutions for both your child's behavior and literacy challenges. I'm out here today. I'm actually in a parking lot, Meat City parking lot. I went and got some ribs. I'm making my baby some ribs today. And I got some smoked turkey because I'm going to be making some beans, some black-eyed peas this week, okay? So I got a couple of things real quick, and you know, I like my meat fresh. So I got that and I'm about to go home and start cooking. Well, I'm going to stop at another store. But I was thinking about y'all, okay? And I was thinking about the number one phrase that kids today need to hear. Now, you're gonna be surprised when I tell you this, okay? all right, it's gonna be a good one. Welcome if you're just joining, okay? I'm not going to say what you think I'm going to say. It's not going to be I love you, okay? I say that to my kids all the time, and I hug them and I love them. And the moms who I work with, who are in my program, they love their kids all the same. And it's not that they're having a shortage of love. Another common phrase people say, you can do anything. You can be anything. Yeah, I think in our culture today, we are definitely focused on making sure our kids hear that, okay? But the one phrase that we have been forgetting to tell kids, and when I say we, I mean us, I mean family members, I mean teachers, you know, doctors, you know, professionals, everyone, neurologists, you know, we've been forgetting to tell our kids. Now, I'm not saying that we never say it, but this should be like the most common phrase that kids hear now today is, are you ready for this? The most common phrase, number one phrase they need to hear is, listen to your mother. Yes, I said it. That's what it is. That's what they need to hear. Listen to your mother. We have seriously dropped the ball on that, okay? On making sure our kids understand that first and foremost, they need to listen to their mother. They need to follow their mother's instructions. They need to follow their mother's rules. We've been raising our kids. And when I say we, I mean as a community. I mean everyone who's involved in our kids' lives. We have been allowing them to grow into a different kind of thinking where they have to, if they want to listen to their mother, they in their mind it has to make sense, or that they can criticize their mother to other adults and actually have a conversation about it, right? I'm not saying all mothers are perfect, but the two things that happens when we allow kids to challenge their mothers, to criticize their mothers to other people, complain about their mothers to other people. When that happens, number one, mom loses all respect. And a detrimental thing about that is that when at the end of the day, that child is going home to mom. Mom is bearing the brunt of all the child's disrespect, all of them not following the rules, them not doing their work at school. Mom it always goes back to mom. And you know, everybody, how we do. We're always like, well, what's mom doing? You know what I mean? Right? So at the end of the day, when people come and they're pointing fingers, at the end of the day, when they are talking to this kid, like, I understand your mom should this and your mom should do that and blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, everybody else goes to their own homes and into their own lives, and the child goes back home to the mom, and the mom is the one who has to figure out how to help their child move forward, and without any support. A lot of moms are out here doing this without any support, or enough people telling their child, listen to your mother. Well, what did your mother say? What did your mother want you to do? Right? So I hear this way too much. And as a result, moms are walking around with serious mom guilt and afraid to make a step, always think they're doing the wrong thing, always blaming themselves for their kids' shortcomings constantly. And then the second problem that comes from that I guess this goes right into that. This is the segue to that, is kids growing up with a lack of responsibility. Lack of responsibility, okay? Most of the time, when kids can blame their moms or have their moms be responsible for whatever they're not doing or they're not taking care of, then they're walking around with so many excuses: lack of responsibility, lack of work ethic, lack of self-discipline, lack of self-control, okay? When I say work ethic, I mean at home and at school. And this is why in my program, I do not allow kids to, of course, complain to me about their moms. They can't do that, okay? But I always put it back on them. I'll always help them to take responsibility for their actions. As a matter of fact, we dedicated a whole month on them learning how to take responsibility for their actions, because I need them to grow. And if their child, even if they have a legitimate reason to be upset, if they just focus on, it's my mom's fault, it's because my mom didn't do this, because come on, we're not perfect. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we come up short. And a lot of times it's because we are trying to do everything. We are trying to figure out everything for everybody and take care of everything for everybody and neglecting ourselves. So some things are going to fall through the cracks, okay? But when we do that, we allow the child to then think that nothing is their responsibility, and that mom has to work to get to a certain place so that everything works good for them. So our kids expect to be accommodated, okay? I was just talking to one of my students about, and this game thing is a big deal. We're gonna have to talk about the game, because it's a priority for a lot of kids out here. And if your child is focused on the game and having a lot of game time, and that's all they want to do, but they're failing their classes, they cannot read, they're not following directions, they're not doing chores, you can't get them to clean their room, right? They walking around with an attitude, but then they focus on the game all the time. We're going to have to talk about that, y'all. So I'm going to do another live on this. But anyway, this is the conversation. Conversation is, sometimes he gets the attitude because he has to get off the game, like his mom wants him to do dishes. And nowadays, we're thinking about how he feel about getting off the game. That doesn't matter. It's not about the game. It's not about the game. It's about his work ethic. It's about his leadership. It's about his self-discipline. So I was coaching him to find a way to be proactive when it comes to the dishes, so he could play the game, But first I had to clarify, it doesn't matter if you are playing a game or not. It doesn't matter if you knew ahead of time or not. If mom wants you to come here and help her in the kitchen or clean the kitchen after she cooked dinner for you, don't you think she deserves to have you clean the kitchen? Right? It's whatever mom wants, that's what the child should be focused on, okay? But nowadays we have everybody focus on something else. We're talking about mom, and if you want him to do this, then you should do this. You should let him know ahead of time, or you should, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So that's how our kids are feeling, that the game is the priority, and mom coming in trying to get him to do something that he should be doing already, right, is problematic. Okay, so that's why moms keep trying to tell him so. So long story short, I just said, after we clarified that part, I said, but to be proactive, if you know this is something that your mom wants you to do, and you want to play the game, wouldn't it make sense for you to go ahead and clean up the kitchen before she even asks you to? And they go and report to us, say, Mom, I finished cleaning up the kitchen. Can I go play the game? Do you think that she'll allow you to play the game and not call you back to come clean the kitchen? Or something else? She may let you have your game time. And he's like, yeah. I said, why? Because she's happy that I cleaned the kitchen already and I did that. I said, yeah, sounds good. So it's something to think about, huh? Right? That's how I do it with my kids. so they can still feel like they are making good choices, because it's all about teaching them how to make good choices. And then he's like, yeah, okay, I guess so. Right? I guess so. And a lot of this is about changing our kids' thinking. If they have their thinking is not serving them and it's not serving their family, and they keep getting into problems all the time and they're behaving a certain way, it's negative thinking, and we have to interrupt that and replace it with something more positive, a growth mindset, more thinking around growth. Okay, so that's how we have to do moms nowadays. We have to they listen to your mother. Everything is listen to your mother. Well, what did mom want? What did mom want you to do? What did mom say? Okay, how can you make that happen? That's what we need to do. And you know why it's so important? Another reason why it's so important? Because if a child is not listening to their mother, and they think they have a reason to talk back, to have an attitude, to not follow directions, to not do what mom wants them to do, to not do the chores that she needs them to do. Mom doing everything in the house, and they're not doing it. If we're raising our kids to do that, what do you think they're going to do in a classroom with the teachers? Come on, yeah, I was a teacher in the classroom. I was a special education teacher in the classroom. I was a mental health specialist before I was a special education teacher working with kids. And if they're not respecting mom at home, and they're not listening to mom at home, and we're not reinforcing that as professionals, then not only are they going to give mama a hard time at home, but they're going to give the school, the teachers, the aides, everybody at school a hard time. Because if they don't think they have to listen to their mom, they don't think they have to listen to nobody. And then some of y'all might say, especially if you are a professional, you know, they don't do that with me. They just do that with their mom. No, you know what? It's a different person, so they adapt. And they find another way to still get what they want. It may not be as in your face as they do with mom. It may not be as loud as they do with mom. It may not be as strong as they do with mom. But they find another way, because they have not learned that they have to follow directions when adults tell them what to do, no matter what. A student that is quiet and respectful, everybody loves him. But when you tell him to do something, he finds a way around it. Respectfully and quietly, he's trying to make it look like, but he's still not doing what you tell him to do. All right, so let's not get it twisted. We have to support moms. We have to make sure that the kids understand that it's a priority for them to do what mom needs them to do. Okay, so all of us, let's make sure we are telling kids. If we catch a kid complaining about their moms, we have to start saying, oh, what do you need to do in that situation? Well, what did mom want you to do? What did she say? Right? Even if it's other stuff around that. Because if a child is following directions, it's going to help them develop self-discipline and self-control. If they're upset about other things that are going on, there are other ways that they can express that. If, of course, at the same time, find solutions, right? Than to be disrespectful to their mother and to not listen to their mother and not follow directions from their mother. Let's stop giving our kids a pass for being disrespectful because we feel like they have a reason to. They don't. They don't. And it's hurting them, and it's hurting moms, and it's hurting our classrooms. And like I said in my last live, we all have a responsibility to improve the classrooms for our kids. And how we send our child into the classroom means something. All right? So make sure you say this to a child. If you are the dad, listen to your mother. Oh, when Kevin say that to the girls, let me tell you, dads, we love it. We love it. When y'all come in there and y'all be like, listen to your mother. What's your mother say? All right? We love it, okay? Mom needs that strong support. If you're the aunt, listen to your mother, okay? Do not criticize moms in front of their children. And even me as a coach, if let's say, because I told you I allow moms in my sessions, sometimes in the beginning it's hard for moms, but I never say something to her about it during the session. I do that privately when we're coaching and we're coming up with solutions, but I would never say something to her about what she's doing in front of her child. I will never do that. Everything is, and if she in there and she's talking to him and he getting an attitude. Whoa, what's your mother? Don't talk to your mother like that. You better try that again, okay? You better try that. Figure it out, right? So always, there's a space for kids and there's a space for adults. And nowadays the kids don't have boundaries and they be tap dancing all in our space. So make sure you are very cognizant of that, and you are making sure that you are communicating with mom as an adult. But when their child is around, is listen to your mother and follow directions. And then moms, we're growing. So in the moment, it might be something that we're doing because we're overwhelmed with stress. We didn't think about this yet. We've figured it out, whatever. And later on, we might grow from that. But in a moment, it's still listen to your mother. All right? All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here so I can go make my baby some ribs today. I promised him some beef barbecue ribs. And I boil mine first, simmer on the stove with some onions, garlic, and celery, bay leaves, and seasoning. And then when it gets soft, I put it in the oven with some barbecue sauce and bake it. And it is fall off the bone delicious. All right? So I got to go home and do that. All right, y'all. Hope you enjoy your Sunday. Talk to you soon. For more information on my 12 Steps to Behavior and Literacy tutoring and coaching program, where I support moms 100% and grow kids, okay? That's what we do up in here, and we're doing very well. Everyone's improving, getting positive growth reports from moms, from teachers. We're doing our thing, let me tell you, all right? Want more information on that, go to my website, growthinstitute.mykajabi.com. That's GROWTH Institute.mykajabi.com. Or for a faster response, send me a message, honey. You can send me a message in the comment section below, or go to my page and send me a message there. I love to hear from you. I love to chat with you, all right? Believe in yourself. Believe in your child, honey. And always remember that growth is unlimited, y'all. Peace.